of the major challenges facing Nigeria currently, which has been ongoing since early 2022, is the stress of getting petrol to either fuel the vehicles or power their generators. A development causing untold hardship on the masses and businesses amid the problems of shortage of petroleum products and arbitrary hike in the price of the product. The government approved price about 180 naira per litre. Well, this is despite the huge subsidy payments, which runs into trillions of naira annually. At every filling station across the country that has petrol to sell, from north to west, to east to south, there are long queues of vehicles, container wielding crowds struggling to buy fuel and under the hot sun. And that's very high pump prices. Well, at the moment, a litre of fuel sells for as much as 300 naira, in some cases 600 naira per litre, and some say it could even get higher as we move on. But now the big question begging for answer for many Nigerians is what would be responsible for this persistent scarcity, and how do we eventually get off this hook? Well, let's talk more about this. I have the Southwest Zonal Chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. That's it, man, Mr. Dele Tajuddin. Thank you so much. It's good to have you in the studio. Happy New Month to you.
Happy New Month to Lou.
Well, I don't know. We are starting this month on scarcity issues, but it didn't just start yesterday. We started this sometime in 2022. I think we should start with an overview of what's been playing out since then, because at that point, in 2-3 days, when supply increases, we see that it naturally fizzles out and filling stations get wet. But this time around, filling stations remains dry. What is really happening?
Yes, once again, viewers, I think the situation is getting out of hands, because you will recall that sometimes 2022 in November, we started witnessing this shortage of fuels, and eventually it has lingered up to this moment where I'm talking to you. And let us analyze what could have been the problem. Of course, the major problem is the undersupply, which is common in any economy, that once the product is not available, but government is not doing enough in addressing this issue. Because if they did, I don't think it will linger up to this problem. So they should come out, because each time they will tell you they have enough product. If the product is enough, I mean, we have witnessed in the situation in Nigeria that our attendants at the filling station will even be beckoning to people to come and buy fuel. When you buy, they even clean your glasses. So that is availability. So the product is not available. We need not to deceive ourselves. But when there's a problem, all we need to do is to provide a solution to it. But having said that, let me use this opportunity to explain to an ordinary layman who doesn't know anything about petroleum. Yes, for the marketers, because marketers in marketer this, we have categories. We have the NMPC retail, which have more than enough to supply to their filling station, and that's why you find out that NMPC retail filling station always have product. We have the major marketers, the like of Mobile, Total, and even some independent marketers have been migrated to major marketer category. And these major marketers, they buy on credit. Now, we have the independent marketers. I've said it before that we are not been operating on plain level ground. One, independent marketer we buy on credit. I mean, we buy cash on carry, while others buy on credit. As if that is not enough, when we pay, it takes a longer time. As I talk to you, we have people who have paid for the past 3 months to NMP system. As I talk to you, an independent marketer has more than 3 billion naira worth of tickets in NMPC system. I stand to be corrected. And this we can prove if anybody say it is not true. because I'm a practical man. I am involved. I have filling station. I paid, and the rest of we can say this. So with this, if somebody pay in 3 months and he doesn't get products, what other alternative does he have? Is to go and buy elsewhere. And where we buy elsewhere now is when we buy at a very ridiculous price. And that is why we cannot sell at pump price, because each time they continue to accuse independent marketers. But I'm telling you with all sense of responsibility that we are not being adequately supplied. Recently, NNPC, they divided the PPMC into trading and retail. So the trading deals with the high volume of product that is in high volumes to tank farm owners, while the independent marketer is put under retail. So their system is not working well, I must tell you. For example, now they increased the price of a petroleum product from 148.17 to about 172 naira now.
That's a depot.
Ex-depot price. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we need to pay additional. Actually, in a normal situation, since we have paid, we are supposed to lift that product that we have paid for over 3 months. But they insist that we must pay the balance. People are ready to pay, but they have not been able to generate RRR for us. And without payment, you cannot lift the product. So we are caught in the web. So these are the problems that independent marketers face. We are buying on cash and carry basis. We don't have access to the product. And some people are buying on credit. And that's why you have major marketers, they have products in their filling station, as if independent marketer is the one causing the hardship. So we are not. I say this with all sense of respect, and I stand to be challenged by anybody. We have tickets that have been paid for 3 months, 4 months, and all sorts. It's there. Now we want to pay the balance. They have not been able to generate RRR for us. So what do? So we have to resort into buying from third parties. So I think they need to address this.
So government needs to address this issue of undersupply, but they will also come out to say, oh, we have enough products in reserve. I think the authority is supposed to be in charge now. NNPC is now a company. How well is the relationship with the authority who is supposed to control all this? Many are saying that they're not doing enough, and they're not even reacting and talking to Nigerians.
Well, that is left for the authority to speak because they have that responsibilities. So I'm not here to speak for them. But what concerns my marketer is what I'm trying to let the masses know.
No, because I'm saying this because they are the ones to make the products available. I think in conjunction with the NNPC. So NNPC remains the sole importer, even at the moment.
Of course, yes.
Still at the moment, it's NNPC.
As I talk to you. But what they do give to tank farm owners and major marketers.
And those they also say that their expensive has skyrocketed. So they're also saying that, so at the end of the day, what comes out doesn't come at the right price and will not be sold at the approved price.
Exactly. But going forward, there was a meeting yesterday.
Yes, I think we had the law officials in attendance.
The president inaugurated a committee to seriously look into it because it's becoming embarrassing. You see the hardship that people are feeling.
Yes.
And as if that is not enough, I think government is insensitive to people's plight. Honestly, for some people to even get 1,000 naira, it's not a problem. So even if the fuel is there,
how do you buy?
How do you buy? The ATM is not working. The POS are not working. So everything is not too good in this country. I think government has to do something about it because even the issue of the new notes and the rest, it has to be addressed. You don't put enough in the system. So people even come to the filling station without getting money to buy the fuel. So having said this, the meeting they held yesterday, from the information reaching me, is that 3 depots has been assigned to the independent marketer in Lagos.
Okay.
That is MRS, Pinnacle.
That sounds good.
And Adatio. So what we expect is that they have to address the issue of payment. They have old price, they have new price. Even this new price, for my company, I paid since on Monday. They said it has not dropped into their system. So, and without that, I cannot be loaded. So I think that I need to be addressed, because even when the product is there and they have not been addressed the logistic problem, the product will still be there without load. So we have been told that the product is there, and from all indication, the product is there. So accessibility is not another problem. So if they actually do the needful, I think in no distance time we will be out of this problem. The committee that was put in place, I think they have to, all hands must be on deck to ensure that what they discussed in that meeting is implemented, because like a Yoruba adage that says a blind man that his son, an hunter, went to the bush and he said he has killed a bushmeat. The blind man says that, yes, I agree you have killed a bushmeat, but until when I feel it in my mouth. So what I'm saying in essence is that if truly they have met and they have discussed and they have put all the necessary action, then they must follow it religiously to ensure that what they discuss in that meeting is followed with also a sense of responsibility.
Now, before now, independent marketers and also other marketers used to load at some depots across the country. But at the time, those depots were non-functional. Up to as we speak, can you tell me what is happening with regards to those depots across the Southwest zone?
Yes, in Southwest, we still regard Ilorin as a Southwestern state. Okay. So we have a depot in Ilorin, Ibadan, Ore, Mosimi, and Lagos Satellite Depot. As I speak with you, all the 5 depots are not working. And we have to resort in going to tank farms and buying. And you can imagine somebody who leaves Ilorin for Lagos to buy products, it may take a week or more than a week before he loads. So the turnaround time is not switchable for us. So that's even one of the problems. So but having said that, let me say this, because we must be patriotic to our country. I think as a result of vandalism, when people vandalizes the pipeline, and NNPC is having a huge loss, and as a limited liability now, they cannot further supply those stations. So I want to appeal to the traditional rulers, to members of the public, that we must see this pipeline as our own. We must take it as our own, and we must be loyal to our country. So, but having said that alone again, the government has every apparatus. They have every security agents to look. So it's not, the excuse is not even enough, as far as I'm concerned, that because of vandalism, those who vandalize are human beings. We have the police, we have the civil defense, who has their core value is to protect government's properties. We have the military, we have some paramilitaries. So it is not an excuse, because if it is a personal business of an individual, I'm very sure, let's say it is Dangote's depot, I'm very sure the man will do everything possible to make sure that he protects his properties. So government should do something. Technology can take care of that. So it is not enough for us to say that because of vandalization. I agree that, well, nobody wants to lose. If they want 1 liter for 1 liter. But the property should not be abandoned, because if these depots are working, the man in Ilorin will not need to come to Lagos before he loads. The man in the depot will not need to come to Lagos. The man in Mosemi depot supplying Abeokuta, Ijebu, they will not need to come to Lagos. So thereafter, Lagos will not be congested. So they have to do something quickly about that.
Well, let's wrap up with we're seeing that there's a plan to take off subsidy, which we've always talked about total deregulation before now. But some are saying that with the political and all of that, what do you think about that plan to take off subsidy? Is that the way to go? What's the final way out of all of this?
So we have said it over and over here that PIA bill has addressed that unless they are postponing the evil days or they don't have the political will to remove the subsidy. And I think one of the presidential aspirants has said it that once he gets into power, I think even almost all of them have said because it is no longer feasible for Nigeria to continue paying this subsidy.
I'm worried about the marketers like you. What is happening at the moment? Why Nigerians think that many of you are cashing to the bank? But all of these challenges, it seems like it's not really as interesting as we hear it.
That's why I have to come and explain to the masses so that a layman on the street will understand the plight of independent marketers. As I've said earlier that we pay cash and carry. You can imagine where your money is being tracked for 3 months in the system. And some people have been given on credit. So where is the plain level ground? So I want to use this opportunity. So I want to use this opportunity to tell the masses that we are not happy about this situation. For example, before this time, our buying price was about 7 million naira. Today, you need about 13 million naira to buy. So we have to look for money here and there. And most of us use bank's money. So bank charges is going on, even though our money is being trapped into NNPC system. So NNPC should do everything humanly possible. Their IT people should do the needful to ensure that we can access and pay this in online. Even though we will retrieve the RRF from online, but you have to go to bank to pay, and you have to take the paper to somewhere before they can accept it. So when it is accepted, the product is not there. Like I said, we want to make up the payment now. You don't have the RR, so you cannot load. So it's been like that for that. So and I think they should deregulate and let every one of us be on plain level ground. I can assure you that independent marketer can compete with anybody. But we are not being given the plain level ground. Why will you have to give somebody on credit, somebody pay cash, and it will not get in 3 months? That's not fair. It's not fair they are not fair to our business. I don't know what kind of policy is that, and if the policy has been there, so they should remove the policy. Let everybody pay for the product before he leaves. And we see that we will conveniently compete. You will agree with me that we have over 70% of the total market. So that's why you are seeing the scarcity. If independent marketer is getting the product, like others are getting, 70%, the rural areas, the main town and the rest. Now people come from rural areas where we have concentration of independent marketer to the town, and you see what is happening. So they should address the issue of independent marketer. We are very, very fighter in the industry. There's no how they can push us away.
I must thank you so much. It's a way to live it. Very touching there. A lot of issues at this time, and one of it, very importantly, is fuel scarcity, which I'm sure you're also experiencing in one way or the other across the country. And I've been speaking with the Southwest Zonal Chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Mr. Litre Lamidi. Thank you so much for your time on the show. We always appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you too.
All right.